All right.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So, hello all. Thank you and welcome to tonight's meeting. I want to start off by telling you that this meeting is recorded. My name is Eric James and I serve as the Mattapan Neighborhood Liaison for the ONS office. We are here tonight for an abutters meeting on 536 to 538. Yep. You'll be able to screen share once we get right into that. But we're here for a community meeting. Give me 1 second. Hosted by Build Life Legacy by the applicants before you today. I'll let you guys go and unmute to give a brief introduction about yourself, state your name and what your relation is to the project. Then you're going to kick it back to me so I can explain what the process is going to look like tonight. And then I'll kick it back over to you so you guys can share your screen and go through your presentation.
Sure. Do I come on now?
Got started with that?
Yeah. Are you Drew?
Yeah.
All right, kicking it over to you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being on tonight. My name is Drew Ledbetter, and I'm the CEO of Build a Life Legacy. And tonight is our community outreach meeting for our dispensary location over at 536 to 538 Ritter Street. I will introduce the team as part of the presentation. So do you want me to go ahead and introduce them now, or can I kick it back to you?
I'll let you do that as part of the presentation. So I'll just get into the background and then I'll kick it back over to you for that.
All right, and maybe we can mute everyone as we're having a loud echo.
Yep.
There we go.
All right. So I do ask that everyone please remain muted just while we get through the background portion of the presentation and to allow for the applicants to share their presentation. And then when, we get to the question and answer portion, then, we'll allow for muting, unmuting, and raising of your hands if you have any questions that you want to share, or you can use the chat. Outside of that, before we get started with the meeting, I do want to start off by talking about this process. The applicant before you has filed plans with ISD, and their plans do well. This one is not necessarily that the plans do not adhere to the zoning code. They're going to get into that a little bit in their presentation. But I do want to let you know that one of such parts of this process that they do need to appear in front of the 1 second. Sorry. As such, they need to go through a community process. One of such parts of that process is this meeting tonight. This is not the only venue for you to provide feedback, as your feedback here tonight, emailed or mailed communications of your questions, comments, and concerns equally. The conversation around this project also does not end after this meeting. So I'm here to make sure this project is presented to the community and to facilitate this conversation. Our office is not affiliated with the project, and the applicant will answer all questions about the project while I'm here to answer questions about the process and to make sure if you have additional questions, comments, or concerns, then communicate to the applicant and the Zoning Board of Appeals. My email is eric.james@boston.gov, and we'll get started with the meeting. Thank you guys for bearing with me through these brief technical difficulties. I believe you guys should be able to share your screen. Give me 1 second. I am going through it on this side, guys. Okay, 1 second. All right, can you try to share your screen? Let me know if it's working on your end.
Yes, give me 2 seconds and I'll be right with you. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Thank you. We got it done. Yay. Welcome and good evening. My name is Drew Ledbetter, as I mentioned before. Tonight, we're asking that you please be on mute until the Q&A part of the presentation. It's recorded and will be available to you guys after the meeting is over, and I will respond to all questions at the end of the presentation. Our agenda includes kind of the meeting guidelines and information that Eric James just provided, Build a Life Legacy business overview and updates, and of course, questions and answers. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. Build a Life Legacy was formed in January 2021 by a group of Bostonians. And our mission was simple. We wanted to revitalize the community we grew up in by becoming business owners so that we could empower and elevate all of those around us. Our prior commitment will always be to serve our community in every way. We want to be good neighbors, trusted employers, a community resource for job training and education around cannabis. We also want to bring a high-end shopping experience to the heart of Mattapan Square. Our values and our guiding principles are what lead us. We will function with integrity, be good stewards of our resources, empower our community, and focus on social equity and social justice, as we believe that no one should be in jail for cannabis offenses. So who are we? We are 100% minority owned and controlled. Our leadership team is made up of Curly Nicholas, our Chief Financial Officer. Mr. Nicholas was raised in Mattapan and attended Boston Latin Academy, Mount Ida College, as well as the University of Arkansas. He has over 13 years of sales and leadership experience and is currently a sales director with a Fortune 250 company in the consumer product goods sector. Leslie Pasquale Esposito, our Chief Technology Officer. Mrs. Esposito was raised in the Greater Mattapan Neighborhood District, attended Boston Latin School, as well as Stonehill College. She's a 20-year technology professional with experience in highly regulated markets. And myself, Drew Ledbetter, your Chief Executive Officer. I moved to Mattapan from Venezuela in 1990 and witnessed my mother opening the first Caribbean airmail branch in the city of Boston, right in the Greater Mattapan Neighborhood District on Blue Hill Ave. I am a Boston Latin School and Boston College graduate, and I've transitioned into cannabis from healthcare. I spent the last 17 years of my career in nursing, and now I'm the CEO of multiple cannabis companies. To be here, we actually had to go through a community process. We've seen a lot of you before. We've been before the community before. So this may sound a little familiar, but to get to tonight's meeting, we had to follow a few steps. We needed to notify all of our abutters within 300 feet of our proposed location. In addition, we sent out invitations to our community leaders and stakeholders, as well as placing ads in the Boston Herald and sharing this meeting on the boston.gov website with of public notices. We truly believe that Mattapan deserves the best, so we've built a company that we truly think will serve the community, and we have partnered and will continue to partner with the community to ensure that we are offering the best service and experience to our people. So what we're really here to tell you guys is that we have a new name. We are excited to share this particular update because we've changed our name to Zeb Boutique. The state rejected our previous name of the pot, and we took it as an opportunity to really think about what we wanted to represent in our own community. The circles in our logo represent the intersection of all of our cultures and the cultures represented in Mattapan, including my own Haitian and Venezuelan culture. The three leaves represent our commitments: education, advocacy, and collaboration. We're excited to bring to our own community a high-end shopping experience with Zeb Boutique. Our team was fortunate enough to secure a commercially zoned building and underutilized parking parcel adjacent to our building. Team members and our employees will have subsidized T-passes and Blue Bike memberships as a way to encourage and incentivize our team to use public transit. In addition, they'll have access to the nearby public parking lots around Mattapan Square. As you may all know, Mattapan Square MBTA station is within a 3-minute walk, as well as the Blue Bike location. And the commuter rail is about a half a mile from our location. There are no buffer zone conflicts for this location as well. Not much about our planned operations have changed. So I'm just gonna kind of review this for you guys. We'll be open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday, only accepting pre-orders and appointments from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays, per the request of our neighbors at the Church of the Holy Spirit. Our building is a brick commercial building with zoning approval from the cannabis retail as of January 2023, and very central to public transit. We're hoping to bring well over 10 new jobs to Mattapan Square with an above industry standard starting pay rate of $18.50 for our entry-level employees. We're also going to prioritize local vendors, artists, and contractors. Can I ask everyone to go on mute if you've just recently joined us? I'm getting a lot of feedback. We've planned our security with Centronics, a leading security provider in the cannabis industry. We will have indoor and outdoor security personnel to facilitate our queuing. Over 30 cameras total in and out of the facility, with one pointing directly at the parking lot across from us to ensure that no one is trespassing or committing any crimes on the church property. Security measures will include impact-resistant windows, panic alarms that connect directly to our law enforcement partners, and motion detection cameras. During our zoning review, BPDA changed our parking lot a little bit, so we only have 5 dedicated and private parking spaces. We're still working to finalize the flow of a traffic plan with engineers and local officials. Our client flow was worked to ensure that we reduce nuisance. We'll have both indoor and outdoor queuing, as I mentioned earlier. No line will ever be formed on River Street, and all clients will need to show ID, and as well as we will have multiple POS stations to facilitate the flow of traffic of people in and out. We're also working on sourcing Mattapan art and Mattapan history to ensure our walls are filled with the images of our community and our culture. So if you have any leads, please feel free to email them our way, as Mattapan has a rich history and culture, and we want to highlight that on our walls. We are dedicated to ensuring that adult use cannabis is only accessible to adults over the age of 21. We will have a comprehensive enforcement of our security plan, strict ID and visitor badge requirements, and all of our marketing would be geared to those over the age of 21. As part of our community impact plan, we'll be participating in the Plan Mattapan Art Project with our external sidewall. We're also still working with our neighbors at the City Natives to help their mission of educating our community around urban farming and improve access to whole foods. Client management is something that came up in a lot of the conversations we had with the community, so it's in the top of our priority list. We want anyone who visits our store to respect our community as much as we do. So upon their first visit, all clients will sign a Mattapan Community Client Agreement, agreeing that the following behavior will not be shown, and they understand that it's not permitted, and that we have a zero tolerance policy. So there'll be no public consumption of cannabis or any illegal activities under the state or local law. There'll be no littering or loitering, and vehicular traffic will not be allowed. If you are double parked in the store, in front of the store, you will not be allowed into the dispensary. In addition, all of our outdoor lighting will be code conforming. We've planned on an air filtration system to ensure that we can eliminate any possible odors. And again, anyone who double parks will not be allowed into the dispensary. This is all a review, but I just wanted to kind of highlight our community benefits again. We are continuing to engage with the community and very active partners in the community. So we will continue to have local hiring and vendor priority. We've made some improvements to the current facade already, and we'll continue to improve the exterior appearance as we continue our build out. We've participated in community cleanups, safety meetings, and we'll continue our engagement with the community as we look forward to bring in a full-time outreach director, which we're hoping will be sourced right from Mattapan to ensure that all our concerns can be addressed expeditiously. Thank you guys for your time tonight. I want to leave as much time for Q&A. So I'm going to hand it back to you, Eric, so that you can facilitate that portion of the meeting.
All right, thank you guys. I see that we had a few people join us during the presentation, so I do want to take a minute to emphasize before we get into the Q&A portion. So again, thank you all for joining us tonight. I do want to emphasize that I'm here tonight to facilitate this statutory required cannabis community outreach meeting. This is an application at 536 to 538 River Street, operated by Build a Life Legacy LLC. So before we continue, I would like to go over my expectations for tonight's meeting. I know that this can be a sensitive topic. I want to make clear that no decisions are being made tonight, and at no time will it be acceptable to be disrespectful to anyone during the meeting. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. There is no right or wrong opinion. We are here to try to collect as many comments, questions, or concerns for this proposal. I am not here to facilitate debates amongst neighbors or relitigate state legislation. Let me go ahead and let somebody else in. I ask that all questions be directed toward the applicant and myself only. The applicant, all right, thank you. The applicant will answer all questions related to the proposal to the best of their ability, and I will answer questions regarding the city's process. City holds a meeting, which this is one, then they proceed to the Cannabis Board and then to the Cannabis Control Commission at state. But if you guys have any questions about that process, I'm here to answer those questions. If I am unable or the applicants are unable to answer a question tonight, we will follow up with you after the meetings to get that information for you. I will also put my information in the chat, including my email and my phone number, if you have any questions that you would like to communicate to the applicant or to the Zoning Board of Appeals. So this is an open comment period, meaning that if you do not get called on tonight, or if you think of questions that have not been answered, all you need to do is reach out to us and we will work out, we'll work to get that information for you. My contact information has been included on the flyer that you received to attend this meeting. And again, I will put it in the chat. As I mentioned, again, I will also add that to the chat. There will be no questions, or there were no questions during the presentation. I thank you guys. Again, please remain muted while other people do ask. We do ask that people don't talk over each other. As we are recording this meeting, it gives a lot of feedback on our end. And then also it's just not very, very friendly to do. Last thing, once again, this is not a debate on the legalization or morality of cannabis. That debate occurred at the ballot box, and we are here today because it was overwhelmingly supported in the city. So each person will have a maximum of 2 minutes to speak. I will be timing each. Once the 2 minutes have passed, I will then move on to the next question. Thank you again for taking the time to participate in tonight's meeting. And I will now allow for anybody, if you have a question, please use the raise hand feature, and I'll go ahead and keep a speakers list so that way we know who is next. And if you have any questions, you can also put it in the chat, and I can also ask them on your behalf. I ask that everyone remain muted in the meantime. If anybody has a question, just go ahead and use the raise hand feature. Or you can go ahead and put it in the chat. No questions? No? I think that means you did a really good job, Drew, explaining it. Right. Do you guys have any questions for the community in the meantime?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes. First of all, congratulations, because it's a long battle, and I'm from the Church of the Holy Spirit, and I've been part of these meetings, and I understand the challenges, and you know where we stand, but overall, you know, we're part of one community and we want to be able to work together. My question is the name that was chosen, Zeb Boutique. Why boutique versus dispensary or some other name that reflects what is inside? So that's the only question that I have.
That actually is a very good question. One of the things we wanted to create is an elegance about our brand. And as you know, and you've met my mom, so you know that my mom's also a pastor, so I kind of run a lot of things by her. And she wouldn't want to see the word dispensary right when she gets out of church. So we took that into consideration as well and decided to use the word boutique instead to be respectful to our neighbors.
I understand that, but doesn't it misrepresent what's inside? Because as a boutique, I'm looking for something for my hair, for my body, for my face, not an internal thing that you ingest, you know. So that's the question that I have. And thank you for responding.
I believe Hugs is next.
Hello.
Yep.
Yes. Hi. Good evening, everybody. Huggins LaFawn, 243 West Southern Street, 30+ year Mattapan resident, as well as business owner and real estate developer. I just want to take the time out to say that I am in complete support of Zeb Boutique coming to the neighborhood. I've been super excited. I've been watching this process go through for a long time. And I think that it means a lot to not only me, but to a lot of my neighbors and the people in the neighborhood to see a change in the type of businesses and in terms of quality that will come to the neighborhood. You know, I'm really excited for what cannabis can do for the neighborhood. As you know, maybe a lot of people don't know, but the neighborhoods in Boston that have accepted to have a cannabis store in their neighborhood, a lot of things have changed in terms of loitering, in terms of security. These dispensaries come with bank grade security. And I'm super excited to have Zeb Boutique on that corner in River Street. You guys know that the liquor store has been an issue with loitering, people using the vacancies that are available on River Street to, you know, promote the loitering and the littering. And I think that having Zeb Boutique there, a retailer who will be under the highest level of scrutiny by the city of Boston and by the residents, who will be there to be a good neighbor. I'm super excited about what that block can become. And I hope that it perpetuates a wave of responsible business ownership and neighborhood citizenship. And that's it.
Yolene? In the meantime, there's a question, how many dispensaries are currently in Mattapan? I don't believe there are any currently in Mattapan.
There are none in Mattapan. I think we're one of the few communities that don't have one.
Yep. All right. I see 2 hands. I know your lane is up, but I'll go ahead to Ihoma.
Hi, this is Ioma.
How you doing?
Good. I am a long-term resident of Mattapan, and I have known Drudas for a very long time. We went to Boston College together, but I also remember her from Latin school. She's a very driven person, and she's a very respectful young woman. She has 2 adorable children who walk around very mature, and they're very like-minded like their mother, and I love it. And I just wanted to offer my support to Drudas and to Zeb Boutique. I love the name. It sounds very classy. I can understand why it can be very confusing because of the boutique, but I'm hoping that we get some oils in there and essentials in there that can help with body pains and stuff like that. So I am in complete support. And if you need any help with community outreach, let me know.
Thank you. And you guys can send all letters of support, all letters that you have, support or opposition, to my email, eric.james@boston.gov. They will be forwarded to the Zoning Board of Appeals. But I'm also putting that in the chat as well. I believe Yolene has rejoined us. If you would like to, if you have a question.
I just wanted to say I'm a resident of Mattapan for over 25 years, and I live right on the block where the boutique will be. And I just wanted to say that I'm excited for them, and I'm happy that they have made it thus far, and I can't wait to see them when they're up and running. The community, I think they will definitely benefit from it. Just being in that area, I live across the street essentially. And so I see them out there all the time working and getting things ready. So I just can't wait for them to be up and running.
Thank you. Does anybody else have a question or would like to share any concerns they may have or any comments they have?
Well, I would like to issue my support as well. My name is Brian Ho, and I would like to issue my support for the Zeb Boutique. I think it's much needed, especially in that area.
Thank you. And I'm also including my email as well, so you guys can shoot any letters of support that you have straight over there. And I'll make sure that it's included.
Hi, this is Darrell Black. I want to speak and have my support of the boutique. I just moved to Milton, so it's going to be a quick ride for me to go get and consume my cannabis. So it's a very good thing that we're gonna have it up in Mattapan Square.
Thank you. And my information is in the chat as well, so please send any letters that you have. And I'll make sure that they're included and sent over to the Zoning Board of Appeals. I want to keep this commentary portion open for a little bit, just to allow if anybody has any questions that they would like to voice on the record, if they have any comments that they would like to voice, any concerns that they would like to voice, I want to make sure that you have the space to do so. Again, I do want to emphasize that this is not the end of this conversation tonight. We are accepting all letters of support, all letters of opposition via email or written, emailed, mailed forms of communication. You can either, again, reach out to me via 617-635-3509, which is my office phone, or again, you can email me at eric.james@boston.gov, and we'll make sure that we get any information that you would like to you. This meeting is being recorded. It will also be available on YouTube as well. But if you guys would like a copy, or if the developer, if you guys like a copy, please let me know and I can get you, send you the link with the password. Outside of that, oh, there's a question. Have your partners in law enforcement mentioned anything regarding the impact dispensaries have had on illegal in street sales of cannabis?
I'm not sure that they're tracking that, but they've definitely mentioned the fact that the communities that have legal dispensaries have had a lot less loitering, littering, crime reduction. And I believe there's another metric that they're measuring, but I'm not certain. I think the legacy market is its own beast.
Thank you. And thank you for the questions that are being asked tonight. So I'll leave this commentary period open just for a little bit. If there are no questions, we can move on to the next portion, which is just next steps and circling back. Outside of that, ways to stay updated about this project as well. But again, I do want to make sure that you guys have the space to ask any questions or voice any concerns while the recording is active.
Yo.
Derek, do you have a question or a concern or a comment? Nope. Okay. All right. So if everybody is satisfied with the commentary portion, we can definitely move on to next steps and what that will look like. So definitely want to be completely transparent about what that looks like. I believe this is the second community meeting that was hosted for this project. They were approved by the Cannabis Board, so I don't believe that that's in question. I think that what we're here to talk about tonight specifically is the name. And so if you guys want to stay up to date with this case, if they get approved for the name change, definitely, again, please reach out to me at eric.james@boston.gov. I want to make sure that we have that open space. If you guys have any questions about the project itself, any questions about any futures, any plans they have for the project, any plans they have for the actual site or anything like that, definitely want to make sure that you guys have the space to reach out to them. So if you guys, if the Drew or if any member of your team can go ahead and put your information in the chat. If not, I can definitely make sure that I communicate all questions that are sent to my office directly to you, so that way we can allow for, again, just a more transparent line of communication. Outside of that, if you guys have any direct questions about the process, please let me know. But I definitely thank you guys for joining us tonight. And again, I do want to hold this space open just a little bit because I want to make sure that any questions that you guys have, you have the space to voice them. But I appreciate everybody joining tonight. I want to kick it back to the developers and ask you guys what you guys look forward to with this project, or what you want to see in this project, or, you know, with the community, anything like that. But outside of that, thank you again for joining us. So I'll kick it back to you guys. What do you look forward to with this project when it comes to community changes and community benefits? Or how do you, I guess, yeah, what do you look forward to most about this project when it comes to this community impact? Okay. So seeing as I don't think there are any more questions, any more comments, again, you guys know you can reach out to me via email, phone. I left my information in the chat. For everybody who's joining us, who recently joined us, I'll go ahead and put it in the chat again. But outside of that, I would like to go ahead and wrap up for tonight. If you guys, again, have any questions, comments, concerns, if you guys would like a copy of this, please let me know. If you'd like to stay updated with this project, again, please let me know. But again, thank you guys for joining us. And if I could just ask Drew, if you could just hang back for a good minute or so. Leslie, if you could hang back for a good minute or so. Outside of that, everybody, thank you again. Gonna go ahead and stop recording.